Chance to put the game away early. Ortiz wraps one back up the middle. Hamilton cracks one into right center. That's down for a base hit. Runner goes. Hamilton, Churio into right center. That's down a base hit. Oh, and a line drive, base hit, right field. Hamilton scores. We are tied at 4. And Bowers on the ground through base hit. Here comes Churio, and he will score. And the Brewers take the lead in the 9th. McGill fires, and that is deep to right. Lara is there. Ball game. Maybe the biggest win of the year for the Brewers. They come back. 3 runs in the 9th. McGill slams the door. And the Brewers beat the Dodgers 5-4. What a ball game here on the West Coast tonight.
How sweet it was last night. The great calls from Brian Anderson on Brewers TV as the Dodgers get impaled on their own overpriced reliever. Take that, Diaz! Now, I know that Contreras uses this song as well, Aaron Morse. So, I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that I know that. But still, this is the original Edwin Diaz walk-in music. Timmy Trumpet with Blaster X. Have you ever heard this part of the song?
I have.
I'm sorry, Blaster Jacks. Blaster Jacks and Timmy Trumpet with
Blaster
Narco
Jacks.
as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. Head's going to explode. Narco. Champagne being sprayed right now. Love it. What a night last night. If you stayed up late to watch it, it was glorious. Bang, 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 bang. Good night now. The Dodgers people, I'm telling you, they're human. They bleed. They can be had. And what a win. What a needed win as well. Jake Bowers, maybe with the new RELAX, which is we just need to chill the out a little bit. He elaborated on that after the game, saying that's what it looks like. When I mentioned we need to chill the bleep out, is make good at bats, no matter what the score, no matter what the inning, no matter what the count, and to put the bat on the ball and to deliver base hits, the right angles, in the right parts of the field, and man, it was like a hitting clinic down the stretch. Diaz has now blown 6 out of 9 save opportunities this year. He has been absolutely terrible. And what's going to be great is that now going into September, the Dodgers are going to be in a position that many teams find themselves in at times in which they thought they had a closer. And sure enough, they bought a guy for big money they thought was their guy. And you don't have a closer. And that's a panicky situation for a ball team. And you're like, I thought we had our guy, but I don't know. And they're going to keep rolling him out. And they're going to keep rolling him out. They're going to do like, oh, well, we just got to change we got to do a little tweak of his delivery or do this or do that. And they're going to hope he gets traction. And you know what? Maybe he will. But there's a good chance that he won't. And then at some point, they'll have to abandon that effort and go to plan B. And that could be glorious. All right, welcome aboard, everybody. How you doing? We're here for a good time, not a long time. Steve Zabin Show with Josh Albrecht. He's off this week, enjoying his trip to Disneyland in California. I got Aaron Morse with me today, and that is more than enough. Last night, we had that game, and, of course, we had the Packers and the Steelers. And we had the Steelers backup scrubs lighting the Packers scrubs on fire. The only big takeaway that everyone is all geeked up about from this game last night, Morris, is the fact that Trey smacked not just one 58-yarder, but 2 of them. One of them being called back because there was a roughing penalty, and they're like, okay, we'll take the first down anyway.
It was so good that
this was great.
Mitch Thundernellis said that Trey Smack was the best Packers kicker in franchise history, and he does a show.
Shut! He did not say
he
that.
did. I'll clip it for you. He said it right at the end of the show.
Clearly, that's hyperbole.
Hey.
And that is just
the people
Mitch
don't know
running
that.
some shtick.
The people don't know that when they just hear him say Trace
He's going to
Mack's
have
better
to
than
talk
Crosby.
to. He's going to have to talk to the real greatest kicker in Packer history in just a couple hours. I hope Mason does not let that slide when they get together today. But that's the thing. Look, am I happy that Trace Mack hit a couple of bombs last night? Of course. Do the young legs now coming into the league have just stupid range? You bet. I'm not confusing him, though, with Brandon Aubrey at this point. But even Aubrey misses from time to time. Here's the thing. A kicker with a leg can be a weapon. A kicker that can win you games, that you can count on, is gold. We don't know if we've got that yet in Trace Mack. I mean, we have gone from the coach not even letting the referees at practice signal good or no good to help protect his fragile ego, to a couple of 58-yard bombs in the warmth of August where the ball is flying far in a practice preseason game. It's like, okay, let's slow down just a bit. Am I happy? Of course. Is it optimistic? Yeah. But let's calm down. I'm just glad there wasn't there was one injury last night. What was the one injury that is the only real injury for the Packers of concern?
I'm trying to remember. Was Mark Perry was hurt, although he's kind of a backup fighting for a role. I mean, is that what you're thinking of? I'm trying to think who else might have.
I think there was somebody else that went down.
Darian Kennard, who's kind of a swing tackle.
Kennard's injury was the one that made you go, ah. But other than that, look, it was a preseason game. It was a preseason game. A couple guys got some no thank you portions of green beans and peas, like your mom used to say. Just have a no thank you portion, just a little bit. Just okay, eat a little bit of this. There was a ton of guys that were held out. Here's the guys who were held out due to injury. Ready? Josh Jacobs, Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, Aaron Banks, Zach Bacco Boelli, Micah Parsons, Devontae Wyatt, Javon Hargrave, Carrington Valentine, Javon Bullard. Come on. Like the whole team, basically. What are you going to take out of this? It's funny, though, watching and seeing the national pundits and just the first blush national websites, ESPN, CBS, etc., rave about Drew Aller and how good he looked. And, of course, by the numbers, the backup QBs for the Pittsburgh Steelers were great. In fact, they were, 27 of 33 for 300 yards combined? They didn't miss a pass, basically. But it's preseason. I am willing to bet a substantial amount of money that Drew Aller is not going to amount to nothing in the NFL. Not because I'm mean or I'm a jerk or I'm rooting against him. It's because I saw him at Penn State. If he was any good, he would have kept Franklin's job for him. Okay? He's probably not going to be very good. It's kind of like, with at one point, there was both Kyle McCord and the other and Will Howard in the game against each other. A couple of former Ohio State quarterbacks. McCord went on to Syracuse, but, Howard, of course, was legend there at Ohio State. These are quarterbacks that are pro-style QBs that went to the Ohio State University where they can afford to sign and keep and develop, quote-unquote, good pro-ready quarterbacks. And these two guys are going to be at best clipboard holders in the NFL. So I'm not getting too juiced up about Drew Aller.
Yeah, there was a Penn State fan that I saw or heard or whatever. It's like, yeah, this is what he did. Watch what he did in big games. In the biggest games, watch what Drew Aller did. This was what Drew Aller did last night is what he did in the non-important games in college. In the big games, he did not do this.
Right. But it was good to see the uniforms running around, smashing into each other. The iconic franchises, both Pittsburgh and Green Bay, doing what they do. And like I said, no one seriously got hurt, so that is good. Mostly a penalty-free effort last night for LaFleur and the team until the fourth unit came on the field. They got hit with 9 penalties for 76 yards. But again, these are guys who are going to be cut in a week. So let's not panic over that. But yeah, there you go. That was last night in Pittsburgh. 2 more games to go, including the finale of the preseason, which will be at home, where I'm sure nobody's going to play, but it's going to be the LaFleur Bowl. So that's good against the Cardinals. And then we'll be off and running for the regular season. But is there anything else that stuck out to you, Aaron, for the preseason game number 1 last night?
We briefly mentioned it yesterday. Not really. We talked about the offensive line and how the rankings are low, right? With 29th was what we brought up yesterday.
In the O-line? Yeah.
They gave up 5 sacks and had 2.5 yards per rush yesterday.
Oh, neither team could run the ball for jack squat.
So I'm curious if that turns into a trend this preseason, if that's just the first game. That's what I'm going to be looking for in game number 2 next Friday against Denver is the offensive line. That's going to be the thing I want to see.
Yep. Rodgers did not play for the Steelers. Pittsburgh didn't hold out all their starters in the game. In fact, they kept in their O-line or most of it, even once the Packers had dropped down to the 2s. So that could have skewed things just a bit. And the running averages were pathetic. Packers 2.6, Steelers 2.8. But, a couple big plays, including the 76-yarder to the little whip guy for the Steelers, who got caught down at the 2-yard line, I want to say. He might make their team. He looks pretty impressive. At least he had a pretty good night. Sky Moore had a nice return, so that's good. A little 13-yard return. We'll take it. So, overall, boom. What more can you say about last night? Now let's get back to the Brewers. This was huge. How big, even though it's just 1 of 162, was last night's comeback win, do you think? Psychologically, and for everything else that goes into it, given they're coming off a 3-game sweep in San Diego. How big? Scale of 1 to 10. Important wins.
6.
Ooh.
6.5.
That's a little low right there.
Yeah,
okay.
well, because it is still August 13th. So you got to have room to have playoff wins growing and more important games down the stretch, like August 31st through September 3rd and the 7th, 8th, and 9th against the Cubs. All those games are probably going to be bigger than that specific one last night. But it is higher up in the rankings in the about 6.5-ish range for me because it's a vibes win. That's a vibes win last night.
Yes, it
vibes
is.
Were all-time low. They had a team meeting, players-only meeting. You're going in against the Dodgers, who are, the Dodgers, and you go in, you get 5 out of 6 batters getting singles to win the game in the 9th inning last night. That is an all-time vibes win. That's why it's high enough to be a 6.5 for me.
Imagine the other way around if, Diaz comes in and finds it, cuts down the Brewers in short order, and then, walks off the field to high fives. Now, all of a sudden, the best record in baseball lead is cut down to 1, and you've got, more tightening in the race and all this other stuff going on, and oh my God, what are we doing? And I did see tonight Yamamoto's going.
Yes.
So that was a change from what had been projected. Yamamoto's a bitch. Like that guy. He is nasty. So look, big game tonight, just like it was last night, and you wouldn't want it any other way in this crucial late, well, not quite late August, but mid-August showdown in MLB. The bad news from yesterday is Terang and his knee. Terang got imaging on his knee. It's not right, and they say it's going to be a while. Wouldn't be specific about it, but this was a son of a bitch. You got to be kidding me. So what does it mean now with as long as he is out? What are Murph's best options to reconfigure the infield?
It doesn't really have any options.
I
Vaughn
know.
at third, Ortiz at short, Hamilton at second, and Ji-Hwan Bae should never start, or he's just got to be the complete emergency guy. Otherwise, you don't have any other options.
You really don't. It's going to be more Hamilton, and that's you don't want to play him that much for sure. Ortiz, he's got to stay healthy now and keep hitting some. So it's going to be a tough little cover for a while. Let's hope, knock on wood, that his knee is going to be okay. All right. Did you watch any of the Netflix-produced Field of Dreams game?
Only highlights.
Back in Dyersville. Okay.
Only highlights.
Do you not have Netflix?
I do not.
Okay. That's fine. Costs money.
Yeah,
So it costs a lot more money all the time. Keeps going up and up and up. And they're cracking down on sharing passwords.
Mm-hmm.
Sons of guns.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a chunk of it. Yesterday on the show, I had completely whiffed. I didn't have it on my rundown to say, hey, tonight is the return of the Dyersville Corn game in MLB, because it went away for a couple of years. And you know why it went away? Went away because they were upgrading and expanding the whole complex out there.
Mm-hmm. Construction.
I ask you, Mr. Morris, a man of baseball, a man who plays adult rec baseball at 29 years young. Have you been to the Field of Dreams?
I have not. I have not been to the Field of Dreams.
That is a hole in your resume, given that you live in
is.
Wisconsin and you are just a short drive away, a short couple-hour drive at least.
Yeah, it is a hole in my resume. You're right. You're right. I need to fix that.
Hole in my resume.
I'm going
I didn't
today.
go. Well, okay, here's what I regret, because I lived in Northbrook, Illinois back in 1994. And the movie came out in 89. Look that up for me if you don't mind. I think it was 89 the movie came out. So Field of Dreams was already a thing back when I was living in Northbrook, Illinois, and I was still single at the time, not married.
89.
And I had,
89.
89, yeah. And I had the opportunity. In fact, a couple of guys I worked with at the former network known as One-on-One Sports were like, we should go out to Dyersville in the Field of Dreams. Because back then, it was a much smaller type deal. It was just that farmhouse, and it was just the field they used in the movie. And I want to say there was like a donation box that you would put money in just as a keep your karma shiny and help us keep this thing alive. Well, now, look at the place. If you saw the highlights, it's a whole complex. They expanded the stadium so they could have this game every year. They've added facilities. I think there's more food options. There might be a hotel. They might be building a hotel. There is a youth sports complex out there. It's kind of become, Aaron, the antithesis of what the Field of Dreams was supposed to be.
It's supposed to be this little old raggedy, like localized.
Yes.
Yeah. And now it's a corporate build-up thing. Yeah.
Yes, it's Disneyland, and the corn is what it is. We have major corporations leveraging this piece of American nostalgia, and you are going to pay for it.
Money, 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 money.
Money, money. But the romantic in me still loves just the setting of the corn and the baseball and the way that they had almost 24 living legends of baseball come out of the corn. That was good. I like that a lot. And then after the game, Roger Clemens played catch or had a catch with his son Cody of the Twins. I do want to get into that on the other side because there's an interesting footnote to the phrase have a catch versus play catch.
I've got a question for you on the Field of Dreams game as well. So
okay, we can do that on the other side as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, as we take some text messages, how good was last night's Brewer win? 414-677-1250 on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Also, thoughts on the Packer preseason game one. Yes, a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but Trey was smacking them from long range, and that got people very happy. Oh, yeah, and then Keyshawn Nixon made a terrible non-tackle, which we can deal with as well on the other side. There's a lot to be said about that. Anyway, talk and text line's open. Talk and text line is open for business. We are here. Got to get through as much as we can. Plus, it's a Friday, which means let's goes and oh-no's before we are out of here at 9 a.m. Steve Zabin Show with Josh Albrecht, who's off this week. Aaron Morse behind the board on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
up in the morning.
Hell yeah, Rebecca Black. A little Friday for our second rejoin segment of the day. Welcome back, Steve Zabin Show with Josh Albrecht. He's off this week. Aaron Morse is capably running the show. And our girl, Rebecca Black, is ready to hit the post here any second. Turn it up.
Sitting in the backseat, gotta make my mind up. Which seat can I take? It's Friday.
Hell yeah.
Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Got my shoulder warmed up for the air punch. Here we go. Big air punch coming up. Scream it out with me.
Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying.
Yeah.
Partying.
Yeah.
Fun. Looking forward to
Did I nail it? I had to jump the route by about 0.3 of a second.
You did. I think
Did
you
I
hit it
really?
pretty
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I'll go back and watch the tape later to figure that out. Okay.
Scout
Let's
yourself.
scout myself. Let's get some text messages in here on a Friday, 414-677-1250. Somebody did tweet me. You can always hit me up on Twitter at Zabe. Charlie, Zulu, Alpha, Bravo, Echo. They gave me the clip from Predator. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Yes, that's exactly how I feel about the Dodgers. Enough of the whining and the moaning about the disparity, and they got Scooble. Great. We'll make him bleed on Sunday, too. We'll see you then. That's how you got to think. That's how you got to think.
All right. Should I get to some text? You want to hear
Let's get some text, and then
All
you can ask me the question about the Field of Dreams.
Okay.
I'll give you one more Field of Dreams take that may or may not blow your mind.
Zabe, I know us as a fan base fear the Dodgers. Maybe fear is not the right word, but they have a payroll that should strike fear. My question is do the players have the same fear or feeling that we should be beat, at least on paper? It's from Timbo Slice and Stally, West Dallas.
Okay, fair.
Do the players feel the same? Mark and Eagle says, Zabe, you hit it exactly why we said baseball is broken. Diaz is done. The Dodgers' backup plan's Ohtani because money doesn't matter. Someone else saying, yeah, Dodgers plan B is Tanner Scott, and he is also a very good reliever, very good closer as well. People saying the option to the infield solution that you were asking about. A lot of people saying Made, Jesus Made. A lot of people saying go to Double-A, call someone up. That's what people want as the option.
Okay. I mean, that is certainly a move that could be made. I don't know if, these organizations always have their timelines, and they don't like to panic and then alter the timeline. They're very sensitive about when they're going to bring guys up and why and how, and they talk about it a lot. So, if they decide to, of course, I'm going to trust in what they do. I mean, if you can't trust Matt Arnold and what the front office is doing these days, then you're crazy. I mean, just look at the results. But I just don't know if that's going to be in the cards. All right, your question to me about the Field of Dreams. Go.
So who's the historical character of the Field of Dreams? The White Sox player, right? Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Joe Jackson.
Okay,
what
so
happened to Shoeless Joe Jackson, Aaron?
Do you know what happened to him?
Yes, I do.
He had a gambling issue.
Yes, he and a bunch of his Black Sox teammates conspired to throw the World Series.
Did you see, I don't know, there's some words on the wall, the outfield wall last night, some promotions.
Yes.
Yeah, like
crazy,
I don't know.
right?
There was one that read like FanDuel. I don't know really what that is. There's another one. There's another. You know what? I'm just looking up gambling. It's 2 gambling sites were promoting on the outfield wall. Oh,
right.
I just thought,
isn't that
ironic.
rich?
Yeah.
Isn't that rich? You almost wanted an actor like playing Shoeless Joe to come out of the corn, turn and see that gambling sign and just start putting his hands up like, what? Really? All this? All these years later?
Give me my World Series back.
Right. He died at 64 in 1951. He was from Greenville, South Kakalaki. And Yes, he was the primary face of the so-called Black Sox scandal. You might say, who are the Black Sox? Well, they were the White Sox, obviously, but they got dubbed the Black Sox because of that conspiracy, and that commissioner, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, great name, by the way, great nickname, Mountain. Kennesaw Mountain Landis permanently banned Jackson after him and 7 other players basically were caught and admitted to tanking the World Series. And so, the fact that there is now gambling there, and the fact that the game was also on streaming is another sort of a poke in the eye to what are we doing here? What's the point of this? I thought we were going retro, but that's the thing. It's not just a field in the middle of the corn in Iowa next to a farmhouse anymore. It's part of a multi-field complex of youth ball and commercialization and probably a TGI Fridays or some other similar fast food restaurant. And we got gambling on the outfield walls. And the game is going to be on a streamer that costs $20 a month. Boo. Boo. What are you going to do? It's still a game in the corn.
It's still cool,
kind of cool
but
to see.
There's just a couple of things that are like, interesting.
Here's one thing I would do to make it even better, though. So Schwarber hit 2 into the corn. As I could tell, no one ran into the corn to go try to find the ball, right? That was fenced off. They didn't just allow Utes to go running wildly in the corn. You don't want it to become a Children of the Corn situation. Great horror movie, by the way. You don't want to lose a kid in the corn. I get it. But wouldn't it be kind of fun if you allowed a certain amount of kids to play a game of, okay, stand outside the fence here. Oh, there's a home run. And then you open the gates and let the kids go scampering into the corn to try to find the ball?
That'd be cool.
I see problems, though. I see lost kids. I see liability. I see injury. I see one little kid getting the ball and then being beat up by 3 bigger kids and the ball stolen from him.
Just put an air tag on him or something.
I can see the kid who had the ball and then got beat up because the other bigger kids took it from him, coming out of the corn crying. What happened, Timmy? I had the baseball. 3 guys beat me up in the corn. I didn't do that. I got the ball. The other kids are lying about it. Probably why they don't do it. Probably why they don't. Okay. Speaking of free TV, yesterday there was some NBA news in that they announced some TV schedules, national TV schedules for the upcoming NBA season. It's amazing how quick this all gets on us because we get to the end of August and all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, in 2 months we're going to be playing bouncy ball, and the Bucks might, in the new post-Giannis era, are on national TV twice all year. 2 times. I don't have the dates in front of me. I did see the listing. There's like, 2 games. Our friend Nate Marjan put it out there, and I retweeted with just a photo of an abandoned amusement park, overgrown by weeds. Very sad photo, because that was the vibe I was getting of, this is it. This is what it's like post Giannis. They're just not going to schedule you. Party's over. Show's over. Good luck rebuilding from scratch. I know you talked about it with Mitch. Mitch is one of the number one A1 psycho Buck fans from day 0, back when they were nothing. And he would talk your ear off about the Bucks, even before Giannis, when they were a complete irrelevant in the NBA. How is Mitch taking this now sudden cast out from the castle?
I think
television.
He's handling it pretty well. I think he's okay. I think he totally understands it. I think he's right with me of there is about 0 appeal nationally of this Bucks team. And it doesn't mean that there aren't good players or that they couldn't win more games than expected or anything like that. Just if you're looking at a national broadcast and what is going to appeal, the Bucks have no appeal. And that's
you're saying
fine. It's just
you're saying the dynamic 5 of Ryan Rollins, Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Kyle Kuzma, and Miles Turner is not pure box office electricity.
I forgot about Kyle
I'm
Kuzma.
shocked about
Forgot
that.
about Kyle Kuzma, man.
Don't
that guy.
talk to me about no Kyle Kuzma. My favorite soundbite ever from SNL. Kyle Kuzma. I got that bite somewhere. Yeah. The good
okay
news
to
is
not have any national appeal. It's fine.
No,
it's
I
just
think
they don't have it. You can't be
they don't
upset
have
about that.
right. I actually think Mitch is such a sicko that he kind of likes it this way, where he's like, good, more room for me to spread out here and to really dig into this basketball team, even though they're not sexy. Part of me thinks he kind of likes that the casuals have been chased from the room. So there's that. The good news is you told me that of their 82 games this year, how many of them are going to be on free over-the-air TV?
Yes, and you can watch it all. Like, it's not just a Milwaukee thing. It is all over the state of Wisconsin.
So how many? Did you say 80 of 82?
80 of the 80. So all
80 of the 82 will be free over the air.
Because they have 2 national games. So all the rest of them are free.
Okay, and so what channels will that be?
My 24. In Green Bay, it's WBAY. Madison, it's WISC. La Crosse, Eau Claire, it's WKBT. Wausau, Rhinelander, WJFW. And then Duluth Superior to be announced at a later date.
I mean, in a way, this is incredible that we are seeing this now after years and years and years of the buildup and development of regional sports networks, then turning into a brief attempt to get people to pay significant money monthly to watch streaming service for these games. We all got very frustrated at just how spotty the delivery of that streaming service was for the last couple of years. It had a ton of glitches. And it was $30 a month. I mean, that's a lot of money per month. Come on.
It is, yeah.
And you're basically you're getting 2 things on that FanDuel subscription. You were getting the Bucks and you're getting the Brewers. Okay. Maybe 10 to 15 for both if you want, but a lot of people only wanted the Brewers, didn't care about the Bucks. Some people only cared about the Bucks, didn't really watch regular season MLB games unless they were going to, AmFam. But now we're back to the free model, at least for now. I believe the Suns are also going this route because their attempt to make it hey, why don't you pay for the games to watch on TV? And people were like, no, I don't need that much NBA. I'll watch in the playoffs. I'll watch whatever featured games are on TNT on Thursday night and ESPN on Friday. I'm not paying monthly just for NBA. So they've got a bunch of games free over the air. I guess people are going to have to dust off their old rabbit ears or their rooftop or attic antenna, or hopefully they're getting My 24 on their cable package if they still have cable. Problem is for streamers only like me using YouTube TV, where does My 24 come in? I doubt it's on YouTube TV. So we're going to have to investigate that. Not the worst thing in the world. Okay. What else from last night? See Fernando Mendoza for the Steelers last night, the number one pick.
Yep. First overall quarterback to throw a touchdown in a preseason game since Baker Mayfield, in their first preseason game.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In their first preseason game, the only other quarterback, or the first quarterback since Mayfield. I could not believe that.
So Cousins started because he has already been buttonholed by Clint Kubiak as the starter out there. They're like, we're going to take our time with Mendoza. But Cousins started, took the Raiders to a touchdown, 50-yard drive, then went to the sideline. Mendoza took over, and from the 3:39 mark of the first until he closed up shop in the start of the fourth, he was 10 of 16 for 97 yards and a touchdown, added 6 rushing yards, took a sack, got hit pretty hard in that. But even though his numbers were just okay, he looked like a pro quarterback. Again, preseason football. What can you really tell? He will be, to me, one of the most fascinating studies fascinating, well, we're not sure cases of a quarterback in the pros, because I think it could go either way. But we're going to find out, and that's kind of the fun of the NFL. We'll find out if he's an NFL quarterback. So far, though, a good start by him. In Washington, Jaden Daniels is in a bit of a brouhaha because his attorneys sent a letter to LSU demanding they cease and desist with any further NIL licensing of their client, because according to a spokesperson for sort of the Daniels camp, he's miffed that LSU gave out his number 5 jersey to this incoming freshman cornerback who was highly rated and demanded to come to LSU. I want number 5. Well, of course, you know Lane Kiffin. He gives 0 Fs about just about anything other than himself. So he's like, sure, that's what it takes. Great. He wasn't at LSU when Jaden Daniels was there. Now, Daniels is miffed because he was a Heisman Trophy winner. He had a great 1 year at LSU. They also went 9-3, and he skipped their bowl game. So that's a far cry from Joe Burrow, who has his number 9 retired, who went undefeated, won a Heisman, and won the Natty. It's just a counterproductive thing to be even worried about this. It's counterproductive even to have your lawyers send a letter. Because even if you say, well, it wasn't him, it was his lawyers, you still spent money on lawyers for a letter. It's $1,000, probably a couple billable hours. It's like, why? You're in the pros. You were hurt last year. You had a great rookie year, but you were hurt last year. You need to worry about the pro stuff. Like, worry about winning a Super Bowl. Like, college is the past. And some people were listing off all the other iconic college football quarterbacks, Aaron, that have not had their number retired. They're like, look, if Tebow's 15 at Florida is still not retired, maybe you should sit this one out.
You know what I say? Colorado does it right. Shedeur Sanders' number's retired. That's what I say.
Shedeur Sanders' number 2 is retired. His name is up in the ring of the stadium. And currently, at least from what I read, Deion Sanders is imposing new draconian reporting rules for any reporters covering Buffalo's practice. I don't think Colorado's going to be good this year. I think the days of Pat McAfee bringing his show there with all the hoopla at the heyday of the Deion mania, that's over. But he's still there trying to make a go of it. But yeah, anyway. And boy, God forbid you offer an opinion on this that is in any way negative to Jaden Daniels on Twitter. Man, the hardos come out at you. It was so funny yesterday. So many people got caught up in their feels attacking me. Oh, look, Green Bay fan has an opinion on this. You turncoat. Doesn't matter. Doesn't concern you. Run along. Okay. Whatever, Chief. Coming up, Let's Go's and Oh-No's. What you got planned for the weekend? What are you excited for? What are you dreading? Let's Go's and Oh-No's to close us out today. Steve Zabin Show with Josh Albrecht right here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. All right, here we go. Let's goes and oh no's for a Friday. Send them in via the NicolaLaw.com talking text line 414-677-1250. Let's go, Mr. Morris. Keyshawn Nixon will eventually be benched, cut, and gone. The oh no is it's going to take a regular season roasting for a touchdown or an arm tackle snafu to do it. Because I just know how LaFleur and this team operates. They're going to wait until the horse is out of the barn and running down the road to go, oh, crap, we should probably lock the barn door. Last night was another bad, weak effort by Nixon. Now, Nixon probably thinks, why am I even playing today? That's probably the way he thinks. But on a play like that, you got to play harder than that, for God's sakes. You have to read the room that maybe you're not as good as you think. And especially if you want a new contract, yeah, you need to play harder than that. So that's my let's go, oh no, on the Keyshawn Nixon thing. Let's go. Vacation starting Saturday for yours truly in the Outer Banks. Street and Smith magazines with all kinds of football just to sit and graze at. And endless day drinking because my kids are grown. Let's go. The oh no is my new seltzer of choice for day drinking in the summer is this carbless drink. Mm-hmm. And apparently it's a Midwest regional seltzer. It's like Badger Distributing, I believe, has it. Because I went looking and I went to Grok. I'm like, Grok, where can I find this stuff elsewhere? And they're like, yeah, no, it's majorly in this region. So I don't think I'll be able to find it down there.
You're going to have to send it to yourself. Send it to the place that you're staying.
I ain't sending it to the place I'm staying. But and I know what I can already hear what people are saying. Oh, really? Seltzer? You're not even a man. You're a wuss. Really? Seltzer? Drink beer like a man. Hey, in the summer on the beach, I'm a seltzer guy. I'll knock a few back. And yes, there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, a million different seltzers out there, right?
I would say that you're not a man if you're telling a man what he can and cannot drink.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's how I would operate.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
It tastes good. Go ahead and drink it.
Exactly. So that's the only no right there. But if I find it down there at the Harris Teeter in the Outer Banks, I will let you know. I forgot to mention, let's go. Cubs got crushed last night by the Nats, 7-0. Nearly got no hit, which is great. Cade Cavalli took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. So that was a good thing. And we do have to read the POFs here. Well, actually, we're out of time. I can't believe it. Where'd the hour
seconds.
go?
Read the POFs quick.
POF. World Series is up to 10%. Division is up to 77%, and we're looking better. Thanks for listening. 9 to noon is next. We'll see you next week.